Hi guys, today we will start the real stuff. We have covered the review section and now today we will learn about the line equation. You should have known the line equation from high school as well. Before getting into line equation, we will need a concept which we call the slope, and the slope is the crucial part of the line equation. That's why we need to talk about the slope definition first. Slope, as you know, right, it is given as a steepness of a line, and you should be calculating the slope by this formula. Okay. So slope is equal, as you see from here, that's my slope formula, and it is going to be calculated by this formula, guys. So to apply this formula, what I need from this graph on the left side, I'm going to need 2 points. As you see, this is my first point, and then this is another point I should have. So if you were given, 2 points, of course, you can find out the slope, using these two formula. So to apply this formula, you are going to need always 2 points, guys. Okay, that's the slope. Let's find out, if you were given, 2 points, let's try to calculate the slope of these lines. Let me give you 2 points, right? One of them is, let's say, this is my first point, P1, 3.1. And then the second point, on the Cartesian coordinate system, on the plane, I have 2 points. If I want to find out the slope, right, passing through these points, the line of the slope, passing through these points, I should apply, right, this formula. You might ask, what points should I choose, right, as the second point or the first point? It doesn't matter, guys, Just choose one of the simplest one. Most of the time, I prefer to choose, the one which I don't get the negative sign, I don't want to deal with the negative sign. As you see here, the 4 minus 3, it will give me, right, the positive one. But of course, you cannot get rid of the negatives, That's why. So there is no specific rule to choose any points. So you can choose any points. These are my, look at that, if I choose, this is my second point, let's say this is my x2 then, this is my y2, and then this is my x1, this is my y1. So if I apply the formula, y2 minus y1, which is going to be equal 3 minus 1, and then x2 minus x1, which is 4 minus 3. As you see, the top part is going to be 2, the bottom part is going to be 1, and then my slope is going to be just 2, guys. So we don't know yet, right, what line equation will use this slope. We are just talking about the slope definition. Another slope example, let me give you something like that. If I give you the 2 points, right, you may choose some different names. This time, look at the P and Q as a point name. So if you calculate the slope from these 2 points, what you should do, you should choose, any one as a first or the second point. It doesn't matter. So I will choose this one, as my second point. Again, 8 minus 0, as you see, 2 minus 2. Which it will give you the right 8 over 0. As you see, the situation is a little bit different, which we call, right, this the undefined case. So, undefined. Since we don't know exactly, what the 8 over 0, we are not going to be able to say it is infinite. So, the slope is undefined, Most of the time, these type of slope will be in, right, the vertical lines. We will discuss a little bit more later. Vertical lines. And then the vertical line slope is not defined. Last example I will give you. Let's say, my first point is 10 to 4, and then my second point is 5 to 4. Opposed to the previous one, I have different situation here. So I will choose, okay, this one first as my second point this time. Okay, 4 minus 4 this time, and then 10 minus 5. Look at this time, I will have 0 over 5. It will give me right this 0. So that means, okay, I have 0 slope, okay, and this type of slope will be in always, right, in horizontal lines. So horizontal lines are right the parallel to the x-axis. So there is we should get away. We should stay away using the no slope concept, but sometimes we use, okay, we just say that no slope or the 0 slope, okay, interchangeably. Okay, now we know, okay, how to obtain the slope for the line equation. How can I find the line equation, right, if I am given the slope formula? To find the line equation, guys, we have a couple different techniques. We have a couple different ways to figure out. If you are given the slope and then as well as the intercept, okay, so we can find the line equation in this way. So that's why, okay, I'm just gonna call this formula slope-intercept formula. Okay, let's assume you are given the right, you are given the m, okay, and then also you are given the intercept as a convention. Okay, we call right that as b. B is the intercept of y-axis, not the x-axis. What we mean the intercept, actually, when you are given the x is 0, okay, you will get the b. That's why we call, right, that this is the y-intercept point, okay? This is the y-intercept. So if you are given the y-intercept and then m, from the slope formula, actually, you can get this formula, this line formula. So this line formula will be given in this way, guys, mx plus b, okay? So when you are given the, right, the m, also p0b, okay? This is the, as you see, right, the y-intercept point. So this is the first way, okay, we learn how to get the line equation. Okay, let's look at some example. Let's say, okay, your slope is equal 3, and then your intercept point is equal 0.7, right? And your from the slope, from the line equation, you can just put these into the place, right? M is equal 3, look at that, 3x, and also b is 7 from this point, which is the intercept point. Where do I know this is the intercept point? Since I knew, okay, from here, if x equals 0, right, when I plug into the equation, that will give me the interception point. So my line equation for this, right, the slope and the point is going to be this one. So this is my line equation. Okay. Another problem would be this one. Let's say, okay, I gave you the line equation. Let's say 5x minus 2y, which is equal 11, right? Let's say you are given the line equation, but I would like to know what is the slope of this line equation, or what is the intercept point of this line equation. How would you find that? You can find out, okay, following this form, guys. As you see, if you put into this form, right, if you put this one into this form, so you can exactly say, right, this is your m, and then this is your intercept point. So, but as you see from here, right, the equation I gave it to you is not in this form. That is why I should use some algebraic operations, and then I can put this one into this form. So let's do this. So if I move the 11 to the other side, that would be equal this. And then if I move the 2y to the other side, I would have this one. So let's divide by, right, the 2 so that y could be alone. Y could be then, right, the 5 over 2x minus 11 over 2. Did you see that? Now, I use that form, right, the slope-intercept form, and now I obtained, right, my slope in this way, and then my intercept in this way. So for this line equation, I can say that my slope is going to be equal 5 over 2, and then my intercept is going to be equal, right, to negative 11 over 2. That's why you should try to put, right, the given line equation into the form which we know from the slope-intercept formula. The second form of the line equation, guys, is this one. Sometimes you're not going to be given the intercept, but you can be given just any point, not the intercept point. And this is called the point slope form. Since it is called the point slope form, since you will be given just the point and the slope. Okay, most of the time I prefer just to use this one. Okay, I don't like to use the first slope intercept formula. Actually, this point slope form, okay, will always work, even though you don't use the slope intercept formula, since the intercept is just a point, right? So if you would like to use, okay, you can just use this formula, okay, for both of them, but sometimes you are going to see the point intercept formula around, okay? Please don't confuse. So they are basically the same, actually, okay, since the point slope formula will cover both of them. So point slope form actually comes from the, again, the slope formula, and this is the point slope form of the line equation. Y minus y1 is going to be equal m times x minus x1. As you see, right, this is just the slope formula. I just multiply the bottom side with the m, but if you notice here, right, I don't have the specific points. What I have, right, m, right, and also a point, right, which is x1 and y1, right? y1 is given as well. So you should be given the m, also a point, so that you can use this formula, guys. Okay, that's the thing actually you should know. So now we can solve an example. So let's say you know, right, what the m is, okay, and also you know, right, a point, right, your line passed, right? So now what I'm gonna do, my point slope form for my line equation was this one, y minus y1, which is equal m times x minus x1. Do I know what m is? Yes, 3 over 2. x1 is equal, look at that, 1, so x minus 1. And then y1 is gonna be equal 4, y minus 4. So you can leave your line equation in this way, or you can put that one into the slope intercept form, right? It is up to you. So y is equal 3 over 2x times negative 1, 3 over 2, and then I will move the negative 4 to the other side, okay? So y is going to be equal 3 over 2x, and which is 5 over 2. So this is the slope intercept form, as you see. So this form and then this form, basically they are equal to each other. It is up to you, okay, which one you would like to use. Okay, now we learned, right, how to figure out the line equation using the slope or the intercept, or if you were given, right, a point and then slope. If you are not given the slope, okay, if you are not given the slope, you need to be given, right, the 2 points. That's why you can find the slope value. Then you can use another value, right, to figure out the line equation, okay? So I'm going to skip that part since these are basically the same, okay? So if you see around, okay, a little bit different type of line equation, don't confuse. They are just basically the same with the slope intercept or with the slope point formula, guys. So now we can discuss the relationship between two lines, okay? Relationship between two lines. What do we mean by the relationship between two lines? When you are given the two lines, there could be some special case, okay, between these two lines. Like this one, they could be, okay, parallel to each other. So they could be parallel to each other. To be parallel to each other, okay, you should have this type of relationship among their slope, guys. Their slope should be equal each other, as you observe from this picture, right? The small picture. They should have the same slope, same steepness they should have. If, the L1 parallel to L2, okay? These are my lines. But sometimes, okay, they could be perpendicular to each other. So they could be perpendicular to each other. In that case, okay, their slope, okay, should satisfy this equation. When you multiply those slopes, okay, you should get the -1. If these two lines are perpendicular to each other. This sign, okay, guys, this sign means perpendicular. This sign means the parallel to each other. Okay, there is no other special case actually between the two lines, okay, since they could be at any situation. So, but we don't have any special case. We don't know exactly, except these two cases, what kind of relationship they might have, okay, among the slopes. So these are just the two formula, okay, we know from their slopes. Okay, let's look at a couple examples. Okay, let's say, okay, I have a line, okay, I know its equation, and I know another line which is parallel to this one, so I wanna find out the line equation for the second line. Find an equation of the line passing through, okay, P point, and it is also parallel to the given line. What line? That is this line, 4x plus 7y, which is equal 11. So as you know, okay, if they are parallel to each other, I should have the same slope. But as you see from here, right, I don't know what the slope is, since I should have the slope-intercept form. So that's why, okay, I'm just gonna leave the y alone. If I leave the y alone, I should have something like that, which is this one. So my slope for the second line, let's say, okay, this is my second line. So the slope for the second line is going to be equal to -4/7, correct? Yes. If my slope, right, for the second line is -4/7, I know my first line slope will be equal to that one, right? Since they are parallel. Okay. So now I know my slope, and then I also know a point, right? I also know a point which is 2 to the 3. I can use the point slope equation to figure out what my line equation is. That was equal this one, y minus 3 now, and slope is equal -4/7, and then x minus 2. So that's gonna be my the second equation line. This is the second equation line. That's how I'm going to be finding out the line equation. Okay. As a second example, I'd like to solve. Second example, let's say this time, okay, I have a line, okay, line 1 and then line 2, okay. I don't know, okay, the second line, but the first line is equal to this one, 3x minus 2y, which is equal to 7. And what I know about the second line, okay, it passed through, okay, from this point. What I want to know, okay, what is the second line equation? So give the second line equation. So since the first line and the second line, okay, are perpendicular to each other, I know they should satisfy this relationship. And 1 times m2 should be equal to -1. To get right the second line slope, I should find out what the first line slope is from look at this line equation. Y would be equal 3 over 2x minus 7 over 2, and then m1 would be equal, right, 3 over 2. And 1 is equal to 3 over 2, and then if I use right this equation, I can find the second line slope. That would be equal to -2 over 3. I also know right this a point which the second line passed through, and then I can use right the line equation or the second line slope point equation or the line equation, and I can figure out what the line equation will be. As you see, m is equal to -2 over 3, right, from the right the perpendicular relationship, and then x minus 1, and then y minus 2. As you see, okay, that's going to be my line equation. You can just leave it this way, or you can put that one into the slope-intercept form. The last topic, okay, I want to talk about is going to be the graph. So how could we graph of any given line? To write it down, what is my line equation? X plus by, which is equal to c. And you can put this one into the right point intercept form or the other form, okay, it doesn't matter. But I would like to use in this way, okay, most of the time, since you're going to see this form as well. And then the simplest way to graph of a line is this one, guys. Set your axis is 0 and then find what the y is going to be equal. As you see, if I put the x is 0 here, right, by is going to be equal to c, and then y is going to be equal to c over b. I will do the same thing for y. Set the y is equal to 0, okay, and then this time ax equal c, and then x is going to be equal to c over a. Okay, after finding these 2 points, guys, look at that, I can just mark these points on the plane. Look at that. If y is 0, right, x is going to be equal to c over a. You don't need to mark any point, okay? So it is not important where they are going to be. Just, okay, put those points anywhere, okay, on the axis. So we will understand, okay, what you mean by these. When x equals 0 is y is equal c over b. Now just, okay, just draw your line by passing through these 2 points, as you see, okay? That's going to be my graph of the line. That's the simplest way, okay, how you can graph your line, guys, okay? So just set your x and then y to the 0 and then figure out, okay, what they are going to be. Let me give you an example then. Let's say 2x plus 3y, which is equal to 6. So I set x equals 0. If x equals 0, 3y is going to be equal to 6, and then y is going to be equal to, if y is equal to 0, then 2x is going to be equal to 6, and then x should be equal to 3. So if I would like to draw my line, when x equals 0, right, y is equal to, I should be here somewhere, right, and my y value, if y is equal to 0, x should be equal to 3. So now my line should go to, right, these 2 points, and then that's going to be my line. That's it, guys. The last example would be that one. Let's say, okay, you were given y is equal to -7, right? If you would like to graph it, okay, what would be it? So as you see, there is no line equation here, but can you put this one into this form? 0x minus 7. What do you see here? Your slope, right? Your slope is equal 0. That means, actually, this is parallel to the x-axis, since we know, right, the x-axis has the 0 slope. Also, you can interpret this in this way. No matter what x value you choose, right, y is going to be always negative 7. That is y, guys, right? Look at that, this x-axis, this y-axis. So no matter what x value you choose, your y value will be always, right, equal to the negative 7. So that's going to be my line equation. As you see, your m is going to be always 0. So I will continue, okay, the section 1.2, and then we will be using, okay, the line equation to solve, okay, some real world problem, and then you will see, okay, how much it is beneficial, okay, in real world facts.